Now, for decades, India has celebrated a familiar story. We built it first, someone else scaled it. We had the talent, we had the scientists, we had the engineers, but somehow somebody else built the global giant. But according to Biocon founder Kiran Mazumdar Shaw, if India is not careful, history could repeat itself again in AI, quantum computing, semiconductors, and every major technology race that lies ahead. Before we get into it, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. With that, let's get straight to the story. Now, in a recent column titled India's Next Challenge, From Invention to Global Scale, Kiran Mazumdar Shaw argues that India's biggest technology problem has never been invention. It has always been scale. Now, according to her, India repeatedly identified transformative technologies early, developed indigenous capabilities, and demonstrated remarkable scientific talent. Yet, when it came time to build globally dominant businesses, the country often fell short. And she backs that argument with history. Take semiconductors, for example. India established the Semiconductor Complex Limited, or the SCL, in the 1970s. Now, at that time, semiconductors were still an emerging technology. India understood their importance long before they became the foundation of the digital economy. But while Taiwan built TSMC and South Korea built Samsung's semiconductor empire, India failed to convert that early start into a globally competitive manufacturing ecosystem. The issue was not vision. The issue was capital, scale, policy consistency, and ecosystem development. India saw that future. Others built the business. Now, the same pattern appeared elsewhere. ECIL developed indigenous computers, control systems, and strategic electronics as well. The Simputer, conceived by Indian technologists in the late 1990s, anticipated many ideas that would later define smartphones and tablets. But neither became globally dominant technology platforms. Not because the technology was weak, but because the surrounding ecosystem never really matured. Venture capital was limited, supply chains were weak, consumer markets were fragmented, commercializations never really matched innovation. And that is exactly the point where Kiran Mazumdar has come into picture. That is the point she's trying to make. Technology leadership is all about scaling. She points to examples where India did succeed. The pharmaceutical industry became one of the country's greatest global success stories. India transformed itself into a pharmacy of the world. The Param supercomputer program that created indigenous high-performance computing capabilities, Aadhaar, and the UPI built digital public infrastructure at scale few countries can match. In each of these cases, the technology did not remain a pilot project. It became an ecosystem. And ecosystems are what create industries. Industries create market leaders, and market leaders create global influence. Because India is entering another technology transition. This time, the battleground is AI and quantum computing and advanced semiconductors, as well as space technologies, of course. The question here is whether India can lead as a nation. And leadership requires more than research papers. It requires companies, it requires capital, it requires products, it requires customers, and most importantly, it requires scale. Now, one of the most interesting observations in her piece references the rise of Chinese AI companies like DeepSeek. Now, viewers, DeepSeek demonstrated something that the industry often forgets. The AI race is not always won by whoever spends the most amount of money. Sometimes it is won by whoever makes intelligence cheaper and more efficient and more accessible. The idea should sound familiar because India has done exactly that before. UPI made digital payments accessible to hundreds and millions of people out there. Aadhaar brought identity infrastructure to 1 billion people. The opportunity in AI may be similar, not necessarily building the biggest model, but building the most affordable and scalable intelligence infrastructure. India already has the strengths: a massive software workforce, world-class engineering talent, digital public infrastructure, and a large domestic market. But Kiran Mazumdar Shaw argues that these strengths alone are not enough. India needs globally scalable AI products. It needs AI platforms. It needs AI companies capable of competing internationally. And perhaps most importantly, it needs more risk capital. The concern was reinforced by a post that she shared right after publishing the article. Her message was quite simple. India should enable leadership in AI, quantum computing, and emerging technologies through less regulation and greater investment from venture capital and capital markets. Now, that in turn raises a larger question. Can India become a technology product nation? Because historically, India has excelled at services, software services, IT outsourcing, engineering talent, global capability centers. But the next decade may reward countries that own platforms, rather than just supply talent. Countries that build products rather than simply support them. Countries that create ecosystem rather than just participate in them. That transition is not automatic, viewers. And Kiran Mazumdar Shaw's post is essentially a reminder that technology capability and commercial success are not the same thing. Let us know what you think in the comments below. This is Front Page by AIM Network. Like, share and subscribe, and always remember, think AI, think AIM.